You work so hard to make all this money and to have a good life for yourself, and then the people who you want to share it with, they just change on you. And it's hurtful because people say it's lonely at the top, but damn, this lonely?
Unfiltered. Gather, my people, gather. Put your ear. Come close. We have a meeting. Today, I want to talk about Claressa Shields for a little bit.
I'm from Flint, Michigan, born and raised. I'm the second oldest out of 4 siblings. I'm the breadwinner in my family, the first one to graduate. And other than that, I just kind of take care of my family and box.
And let me tell you, this is not just about boxing. This is survival, trauma, talent. I refuse to lose type of energy all wrapped up in one person. Because guys, from the outside looking in, it is easy just to see the belts, the confidence, the go talk energy, the loud personality. But when you start to peel back those layers, it gets real deep, real deep. Now listen, I'm not even gonna lie. This is one of those stories where you first think, you are going to talk about her sport. You are going to talk about her accomplishments. And next thing you know, guys, you are knee deep in childhood trauma, family drama.
I'm not jealous of Claressa. I don't hate her. I just want her to stop lying on me. And if y'all can't understand that, then I don't really know what to tell you.
Messy relationships, public hate, and emotional battles that most people would not survive. Now, when all of that came to the surface while I was researching, I was like, no, wait. This is a story that needs to be told. Because what I have seen is that there is a lot going on behind her tough exterior. So my biggest questions for today are, why is Claressa Shields disliked so much? And then the second question is, does Claressa actually suffer from the ugly girl syndrome that people have been talking about? Because, people love to say she's arrogant, she lies a lot, she talks too much, she's too loud, she slept with a married man. She needs to humble herself. But guys, to me, and some of y'all might not agree, that is very surface level conversation. And y'all know we don't do surface level over here. We need to dig deep. So guys, you already know. Sit back, relax, get comfortable, get a blanket, get a snack, and put your earphones in, depending on where you're at, of course. And allow me to get our sister together real quick. We have a lot to unpack. Y'all ready? Let's get into it.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this.
Now, guys, before we get into it, because this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long video, guys. You better sit, relax. This clip is what set this whole video off.
Claressa got ugly girl syndrome. She got ugly girl syndrome. And hear me out.
Now, this is what I need you guys to do. So before we move any further, I want you to write down or make a mental note what you think of this. What is your stance on this? And then by the end of the video, I want to know if you have that same opinion still, or has your opinion changed? I want to know this, because we are going to get into everything.
Don't be mad about my confidence, my self-esteem, how pretty I am, how thick I am, how strong I am. Don't ever think that because you talk about that, that's going to make me feel like fine as hell, rich as hell, pretty as hell, naturally. Some of y'all so mouthy on the internet because you ain't never got your ass whooped.
So Claressa Shields, also known as the GOAT or T-Rex, she was born on March 17, 1995 in Flint, Michigan. And if you know anything about Flint, you know that Flint is not soft life beginnings.
I am in Flint, Michigan on Falls Avenue. And my mom's house, I'm not telling y'all the address. And I'm here just visiting my mom and, spending time with my family. Outstanding. Yep, we got that one too. I got motherfuckers in the video. Hard. Man, funny. I'm great at doing interviews. Mom, 1 through 10, you like a 2. Yeah,
The part of Flint that Claressa came from, that was a part of poverty, guys. Survival mode. And she always has been very open about that.
I didn't really have a good childhood, and I tell everybody this. And I just deal with a lot of trauma. And maybe that's why I'm misunderstood, because at the end of the day, I have to deal with my trauma the way that I deal with it. But at 5 years old, I was raped by my mom's boyfriend, which resulted in me having to live with my grandmother. I lived with my grandmother till I was 9. So the first thing was, you go from being in a household with your brothers and your sisters and your mom to now you're separated from them and it's just you and your grandma.
Now, growing up, she didn't grow up in a house of stability. The relationship with her mom, complicated. Now, if I am correct, they have a good relationship now, but the relationship always had been very distant, very rocky, very problematic.
I was so sheltered by my grandmother that I wasn't prepared to go back home. My mom, you know, she was abusing alcohol at the time. You know, we went a lot of days without eating. A lot of days we had to go out and find out where she was at, bring her back home. Stuff like that just used to anger me because it'd be like, you see all these other kids that got great parents and they eat every day. And I just used to be asking like, God, why us? Like, why we got to get treated like this? Like, not only was I, you know, raped and split up from my family, but now I'm back living with my mom and now she's can't shake her abuse to alcohol. Like, why do I have to go through all this stuff?
But like in so many complex family relationships, there was love there too. But that love was layered under a lot of pain, guys, a lot of absence, a lot of disappointment.
You know, my mom wasn't a bad mom, you know, and I had other family members around. You know, we didn't have food. I felt like I've always the sacrificer in the family because if we didn't have food, I would go out and get us food, and whatever food that she would bring, I would always give it to my younger siblings. You know, if there were 2 packs of noodles, my ramen noodles, my little sister ate one and my little brother ate one, and I didn't eat. There were days when me and my sister walked around looking for my mom for days and we couldn't find her. And when we did find her, we would have to bring her back home and stuff like that. Even though I still was struggling, like I didn't have a bed to sleep on until I was 16, and more than likely, my sisters and my brother was on the couch, so I would be on the floor. You know, it didn't stop me from being great, and I just decided that even though sometimes I could have went left, you know, and I could have made bad decisions in life because of just how I felt toward men. Growing up and going without, you know, and not having nobody there to do for me, it kind of instilled in me, if anybody's going to take care of you, it's going to be you. If anybody's going to take care of your siblings, it's going to be you. So that's why I felt like boxing was my way out.
And when you grew up like that, you just don't come out soft. You come out guarded. You come out tough. You come out ready to fight. Literally and emotionally, guys. And so did she.
I was real quiet. I was real smart. I was real skinny. I got bullied growing up in school. And I think over the years, it just built up the anger that I had. And then by the time I got in the 5th grade, I was fighting everybody. I was fighting 7th graders, 8th graders. I was fighting boys all the time. By the time I was 15, I was already fighting grown men already. I was fighting mama's boyfriends, mama ex-boyfriends, mama friends, you know, and these are all grown men. I'm hitting them in the head with bottles and bricks. Like, I had to always be defending my family and holding down the turf. You know what I'm saying? Protecting everybody.
Now her dad, that is where things get even deeper. Her dad was in and out of prison during her childhood. And then let Claressa tell it. He went to prison when she was 2, I believe. But then she met him again once she was 9.
I met my dad again when I was 9. And he just was like a man I could trust. Like that's my dog, you know what I'm saying? And when he came into my life, it made me understand so many things about myself. Like I always wonder, like, why I'm so mean, you know, why I got a mean demeanor, you know, why I laugh so loud. And when I met my dad, it all made sense. Because my dad is like a spitting image of me. And I believe he's actually meaner and more cold-hearted than me. But I have a lot of him in me.
So she has said before that not growing up with him, it kind of left a hole. But here's the twist. He is also the one that introduced her to boxing.
So with my dad not being around, it was just some things I used to question about myself that I didn't know why. You know, I didn't know why I was easily tempered. My dad was really, really stressed out. He was talking about how, you know, he'd been in prison for so many years, and that when he had got out, he's like, I'm trying to change my life. He made a promise to me and my sister that he wouldn't go back. He was like, if I would have stuck to what I was passionate about, I wouldn't be in this situation. And I said, what were you passionate about? He said, boxing. And I said, boxing? He said, yeah, they used to call me Cannonball. I said, Cannonball? He said, because my fist was hard and I was fast as lightning. my dad said he thought that one of my younger cousins or somebody would have took up boxing, but he was like, nope, nobody did. He said Muhammad Ali had the same problem. He had kids and he had sons, but only his daughter, Layla Ali, took after him. And when he said that, I thought he was telling me he wanted me to box.
So imagine, guys, the same one that wasn't fully present in your life is also the same one that made you discover your purpose. That is amazing. But it also creates an emotional mix, because now here she was trying to prove herself, wanting the approval of her dad, wanting to make him proud more than anything.
I literally started boxing to make my dad happy. It was not something that I wanted to do. And when my dad mentioned how boxing was his passion, I chose boxing so I could make my dad happy.
Now that is a powerful driver. And Claressa said that boxing became a way to channel everything. You know, all that anger, pain, frustration, abandonment, all of it.
It's so many things I had loved in my life. You know, my mom, my sister's family. And it seemed like none of them never really loved me back the way that boxing does. It was like you train hard for a fight, you win.
So by saying that, let's not skip over the trauma, guys, because that part really matters too.
I didn't start talking until I was 5. And I had a speech impediment. I would stutter all the time. And I believe I was deaf in one ear for a while. But at the age of 5, my mom struggled with alcohol abuse. You know, my mom wasn't a bad mom, you know, and I had other family members around. So my dad not being around, from my knowledge, I thought that I had to move with my grandma because my mom chose him. That was what That's
what you interpreted it as?
Yes. She told me that she broke up with that guy after a year after it happened. She couldn't believe it. She never chose him over me. I moved with my grandma because he threatened to kill me.
And as you can imagine, guys, this type of horrific situation, it kind of forces you to grow up fast. This is when you start to understand why she carries herself the way that she does. Loud, confident, almost confrontational at times. Now, mentally, she had quite a few battles too, and she talked about that openly, having very dark thoughts when she was very young. She even said she thought about unaliving herself numerous of times, especially when things got really overwhelming.
If I had to go back to when I was 13 and I tried to, you know, commit suicide, I think I was just really angry, you know, and I got tired of being upset. And I got tired of feeling sad and just feeling like nobody cared about me. And I think that my mom had probably said something to me when she was drinking. I really can't remember what it was, but I just remember being very upset, and I wrote a letter before I was trying to, you know, hurt myself. And I didn't hurt myself. I tried to, but then my sister found a letter and told my mom and showed it to my mom. My mom called my auntie, and they were just like, you know, what happened? And I just remember telling them, like, you know, she's always saying mean things to me, you know, and making me feel bad. And I don't like being around her. And I'd rather just not be here, you know, dealing with her and dealing with all this stuff, you know. And my aunt was like, okay, you can come move with me.
So she kept pushing, guys, but not in a pretty or polished way, like some people would have liked her to. She did it in a gritty type of way. So it was definitely not polished. It was more a gritty way, a kind of don't mess with me and I am going to make it kind of way. And I'm not going down like this type of way.
And I just remember telling myself when I was 13, like, if I don't make it and I don't win the Olympics for us, we're going to be poor forever. So I have to do it. And that's what I've put in myself. And that's how I know, like, these girls not going to beat me because they don't have enough grit.
She did not only get good, guys. She got great. We're talking Olympic level great. And just like that, guys, at the age of 17, I want you to sit in this. 17 years old. She went to the Summer Olympics in 2012 and she represented USA.
When they announced me the winner at the Olympics 2012, I just remember being really calm. I was just like, I knew it, you know, told you. That's kind of how I was, and I didn't really realize what I had did, how big it was until maybe a day or two after. You know, when I woke up and I went to sleep with the Olympic gold medal, and then I woke up and it was something on me, and I was like, I dreamed I won a gold medal. I hope it's not silver. and then I pull it out and I'm in the bed and I'm just like, yes.
But let me tell you, not only did she represent, She won gold. But just when you think that is mind-blowing, that a 17-year-old girl who just started boxing a couple of years, went to the Summer Olympics, got a gold medal. She went back in 2016. She got another one.
I had held in how much I wanted to celebrate 2012 for 4 years. I didn't have a party when I won 2012. I won, and then 3 months later, I was back in the gym training. So going into 2016 Olympics, I knew I had everything under control. I know I had checked all my boxes, all of them. You know, I wasn't sick, I was on weight, I hadn't ate fried chicken for like 2 months. And I made the Olympic final look so easy. You know, I was so calm and I was so dominant every fight. Out of all the boxers in America, out of all of them, you're the only one that got 2 Olympic gold medals. And I was just like, wow.
Back-to-back gold medals, guys. You can't tell me that is just luck. That is dominance. That is determination. That is fighting spirit, survival mode. Also a way for her to feed her entire family. No more hunger, no more lights being cut off. No more thinking about where or what you are going to eat. That was all history. Now, when the people asked her, what is next? Are you going to go pro? It was very obvious that she had to go professionally. And she was undisputed. She won championships back to back again.
I'm the greatest woman of all time right now, and I'll be the greatest woman of all time when I'm done. You know, I'm the GOAT.
She collected world titles like it was a hobby. When I tell you, stack on stack on stack. These medals that I've seen, multiple belts, multiple divisions, multiple records. But then catch this, what I've also seen, because now I'm a little bit into boxing, guys, because I researched. Also, multiple weight classes she was in. And she still does this. So whenever she thinks, I want to go in the heavyweight, she gains some weight, tightens up those muscles, does the things, glutes, things, I don't know, put in the comments. But then, when she was like, no, I want to be lightweight now. I want to fight that and that one, that and that girl. She loses weight, 50 pounds, just go on. And then she does that weight class. Guys, she does it all. The point is, guys, she is just not good. She is one of the best to ever do it in women's boxing. When someone has these accomplishments, 17 years old, started winning the Olympics twice. Why didn't we hear it? Now, a lot of you are going to say, we heard about this, Deb. It's just you that didn't know. But I never heard of Claressa Shields until that whole Papoose and Remy Ma drama. I'm telling you this. Now, it might be because I'm not into boxing, but I feel like she should have been pushed out way more. This girl accomplished a lot, guys. But I digress. Now, let me reposition myself, because here is where the tea comes in. Because listen, guys, talent does not protect you from drama. So while I was researching everything, and I was trying to figure out why the people dislike her, I then found out that the worst hate, and this is my opinion, comes from within her own family.
Can y'all stop telling me that I'm obsessed or jealous over a motherfucker? No, I'm not, okay? Because one thing's for sure and two things for motherfucking certain. You motherfuckers wouldn't even know who the fuck a Shalita Savage was had it not been for Claressa Marie Shields. So that bitch spoke on me first. Get it right, bitches.
Now, guys, I'm sure a lot of you that are sitting here have no idea who Shalita is. Shalita Savage. Who's that? Well, Shalita is her cousin, but they call each other, well, at least Shalita calls Claressa her sister.
You are Claressa Shields' cousin.
Correct. But you'll hear me call her my sister a lot because it's just been like that my whole life. Okay, so my biological father and her grandmother are brother and sister.
Now, she met Claressa when she was 9. They grew up in separate households. Let her tell it. So they met each other at a later age. But we're going to get into all of that. Listen, her own followers describe her as the hood Barbie. Tall, chocolate, and naturally gorgeous.
I like doing broke shit with my broke ass.
They both came from the same kind of environment, both fighting for recognition. But instead of lifting each other up, they started to tear each other down. It turned into tension. It turned into some type of competition. It turned into a whole public fallout, guys.
A lot of the stuff that's going on currently, it's kind of bittersweet for me. Because I feel like I sacrificed my scholarship for somebody else to become famous and rich, which I'm cool with. At the time, I was 17. At this point, she don't even have a boxing image at all. My sister don't have a boxing image at all. Only image she has is being connected to a married man. That's it.
So let Shalita tell it, guys. She grew up very privileged. She said she grew up with maids and butlers, guys.
I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I just chose and choose to eat with a wooden one. I had a maid and a butler growing up. I never had to struggle. Four-wheelers, dirt bikes, mopeds, traveling abroad, taking family vacations. I've been doing that shit since I fell out the hoo-ha.
She said she was handpicked by Bill Clinton. She had a full scholarship. And she said she met the Queen of England. The Queen of England, Shalita.
I've been traveling the world since I was 13 years old. I was a United States ambassador handpicked by Bill Clinton himself. Okay, I went and met the Queen of England when I was 13, 14 years old. I traveled abroad my entire life.
Now, guys, stay with me, because this all came out of her own mouth on the Tasha K show. It was not me. Now, I need you to hold on to your head, because your head will start spinning, guys. This is what went on with her and Claressa. She said, listen.
She grew up in poverty. Like, she literally grew up on the north side of Flint in poverty. Her mother cared more about just keeping a roof and food on the table and her own habits than she did Claressa or Brianna, because she cared more about artists and Peanut, the boys, than she did Claressa and Brianna. She don't tell the part about how I gave up my full-ride scholarship to stay behind and protect her, though. That's the whole thing. That's the gag.
What happened with that? Why did you give that up to stay behind to help her?
Because the year that I graduated was the year that I met Claressa, and that's when she told me she was being. And at that point, when she told me that, it was just like, yeah, I can't go to school and leave her here like this. No, I got to stay. So I declined my scholarship, and then I moved in her mama house on Austin.
So then she said, listen, when I came to that house, we needed to make money because the mom was hardly there. Lights were being cut off, all the things. So she said, I did the only thing I knew how to do. And that was tricking and selling drugs.
Okay, so I had moved away for a while, and I had gotten a real bad domestic violence relationship with a previous relationship. And when I moved back to Michigan, none of my siblings, Brianna, Peanut, Ressa, nobody had nowhere to stay at. So I moved them all into my house. Well, when I moved them all into my house, I just went back to what I knew, which was tricking and selling drugs. You feel me?
Now, Shalita, I have a question for you, because I really do have this question. So you grew up with butlers. You grew up with maids. You traveled all around the world. These are your words. Now you are saying that the only thing you knew how to do was to trick and to sell drugs. Now, what period of time did you did the tricking and the selling drugs when you lived such a privileged life? Because you said that is the only thing you knew how to do. So where in your privileged life, this is my question, put in the comments, Shalita, where in your privileged life did you do the tricking and the selling drugs then? And second question, why? If it was so privileged. That part I didn't really get. So guys, while Shalita was tricking and doing all her tricking and selling drugs or whatever, in the midst of all of this, she became pregnant. Now, when she found out she was pregnant, yes, I'm telling you guys, stay with me. You need to try. I know your brain cells, I went through the same thing, but you know, guys, we are in everything together. This is our agreement. We're in it together, so you have to go through this too. I've looked at tons of clips. So stick with your girl. So in the midst of all of that, she became pregnant. Now, when she saw that she was pregnant, she said, pregnant who? Pregnant me? I don't think so. So she said, no, I'm going to get an abortion. Now, Claressa told her, let Shalita tell it. Listen, have this baby. And she was very young. She didn't even go to the Olympics yet. So she said, listen, have this baby. Now, when you have this baby, I'll adopt the baby.
That's what I was doing, and I ended up getting pregnant. And at the time, I really didn't have the funds because of everybody that I was taking care of. So I asked Claressa, I'm like, can I get $500 so I can go get an abortion? She was like, I don't believe in abortions. You're going to burn in hell. God don't like for you to kill babies. Just keep it and I'm going to adopt the baby. I was like, you sure? Are you positive? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. It's not my responsibility no more. Boom.
All right, so fast forward to the fallout. Now, when she had that baby, and they took that baby home to that house in Flint, from there, let Shalita tell it, Claressa took care of that baby. Until they had a fallout about a Nintendo Wii.
So you gave her your baby,
Yeah, and then me and her got into it about a Nintendo Wii.
Now, this was the fallout. Now, because they were out of cash a lot of times, and Shalita, let her tell it, only way was tricking and selling drugs or whatever, she needed money for a bill. Now, she was thinking, how can I get this money? What should I do? She saw a Nintendo Wii. Yes. And she sold the Wii.
I was paying all the bills. I asked Ressa to pay one bill. She paid it. And then I fell behind on another bill. So I grabbed all my jewelry and the Nintendo Wii and I went and pawned it so I could pay the consumer bill or the water bill. It was one of them.
Now, when Claressa asked her about, where's that Nintendo Wii? She lied to Claressa. Fast forward, Claressa found out and she confronted her. Like, listen, you lied about this whole damn Wii. You sold this one. Now, that enraged Claressa so much, let Shalita tell it, that Claressa said, listen, because you did this, you will never see this baby again.
And then she called me and told me I would never see that baby again. And I just asked a simple question.
So Shalita said, what? I'll never see it again. Now, I didn't want this baby in the first place. But while you are boxing and going to that gym, who's going to watch that baby?
Because I was the babysitter for her while she went and trained. So my question was, who's going to watch this baby for you while you go train?
And Claressa said, listen, my sister's going to watch it and her man. Hey, guys, when Shalita heard that, she was like, who's man?
Her exact words was, my sister Michelle and Terry Key. Bitch, is you dumb?
Now, Shalita told us that man was a PDF file.
Terry Key is a known rapist in our family, and you told me that this tried to you before, and you gonna tell me you finna leave a baby that can't talk with this? Is you out your this touched his own kids before?
Did it to his own kid. So she said, if you are going to leave that baby with your drugged up sister, not my words, not my words. I don't know if the sister uses drugs, but that is what Shalita said. If you are going to let that baby be with those people, and then Claressa said yes. Oh, she said, oh, bet. So she called the cops.
I sure the did. I called the police to get the baby because to protect you, you better believe I'm going to protect something that came out of me.
Now, fast forward, the cops took the baby. The baby's not with Claressa anymore.
The baby is 11 now. Yes. 11 years old. So I had this baby back when it was first born till 8 months. She stole my stuff. We got into it. And then she called the cops and told them that I a child. And that's when I said, yeah, I'm not about to risk my life and my freedom for this girl trying to get me locked up and trying to get trying to say that a baby. You go to jail for shit like that. So yeah, after that, it really like pissed me off because I ain't never been in jail. So for the police to come knocking at my door, 3, 4 of them, nah, I'm not doing that. So I don't feel bad at all about anything.
Guys, this is a Tubi movie with an executive producer of Seuss. This is guys, you don't even know the half of it. I'm telling you guys, watching this was not without a sacrifice. Now, Debs, we didn't ask you to watch all this foolishness. Be grateful, guys, please.
I want to know where would, if I would have took my scholarship and left, would there really be a Claressa Shields?
This is what started the whole Shalita and Claressa debacle. Tell me what you think.
I want the world to know that I ain't never asked Claressa for a motherfucking thing. And even when she became a celebrity, I did ask her for $5,000, but ask her why I asked her for $5,000 and what she wanted me to do for her.
As you can see, all this hostile conversations, disagreements, outrageous accusations, that is a cocktail for disaster. And it could get ugly real quick, even if it's your family. Dangerous too.
I'm a dangerous to with. Because this is one thing people better know about me. I never cared about burning a motherfucking bridge because I'll pour gasoline on that and pour gasoline on me and light me on fire with a Zippo and hug you. Because one thing's for sure, it's always water up underneath a bridge and I can swim, bitch, can you?
Because this is not about boxing anymore. This is about opportunity. This is about who made it and who didn't, but also who feels overlooked.
The main problem that I be having with Claressa is she'll shout out Papoose, but she won't shout out nobody in the family to try to put them in no position. Like, people think that I hate her or I got this thing against her, and it's not nothing like that. It's this right here. If anything is to happen to Claressa right now, Who in our family can even offer her $250,000 or $100,000 or even $500,000 to help her get back on her feet? Nobody. Because she ain't put nobody in positions to do it.
And then, guys, when money and fame get involved, hey, family can become real toxic.
Do you love Claressa? Do you love her?
I love her dearly. I do.
Okay.
I just don't got time for the bullshit. When you lie on me, I don't have a problem with telling the truth about the entirety of everything going on, even if that means I got to burn myself in order to burn you too.
So we talked about her family dynamics, her way of making it into boxing. We talked about her childhood trauma. We talked about her toxic family. Now let's add another layer into this. Now Claressa Shields always had a complicated relationship with the public. And while I was researching this, I really saw that there was just one or two ways, really black and white. Either people loved her for her confidence or they absolutely hated. I don't see many in-betweeners. But many call her loud, many call her arrogant, many call her too much. But then in my brain, guys, I'm always wondering if she would have been a man acting the same way, half of that criticism wouldn't exist. But because she's a woman, and I always say this, people don't like to hear this, but especially a black woman, and then dominant, and then loud, dominating in her sports as well, ready to speak her mind. Oh yes, they are ready to humble her real quick. It happens all the time, and sometimes even with the best intentions.
Claressa got ugly girl syndrome. Hear me out. I call it ugly girl syndrome because, okay, this is what I used to have. And I don't think I'm ugly. But I noticed a long time ago, ugly girls and fat girls treat a relationship different. They will cook, clean, do everything, wash, They do all of the things. They treat the guy like a king because I can't do any better. I'm lucky that you even came over here. We see it time and time again where the guy thinks he is the prize and you lucky I'm talking to you. She has ugly girl syndrome. We are watching her build her confidence. But the problem is she's building it in response to a man. She's not building it in response to women. So it's allowing her to become male-centered, but male-centered in a way that she probably has never, ever really been able to come.
Now, Claressa is known to clap back. And when she saw this clip, she clapped back. Now, that is the exact same reason why some people really rock with her heavy, really respect her. But then others don't care for her clapbacks at all. Now, let's watch as what Claressa had to say about this ugly girl syndrome clip that was put on the internet and kind of went viral.
No, I have I whoop your ass syndrome. I have I beat a bitch up, I beat a up syndrome. I have I love my man syndrome. I have I wear what the fuck I want to wear even though y'all say that I can't dress syndrome. Like, what make you, like, how could you say that I have ugly syndrome? I have ugly girl syndrome. What are you talking about? I have get money syndrome. I don't bother nobody syndrome. Like, how can you say that I have some type of syndrome that you're talking about when I don't bother nobody? I wear what I want. I make my own money. I'm successful. I mind my fucking business. And y'all steady come bothering me, but I'm the one that got, no. I got I beat your ass syndrome. I whoop a bitch. I whoop a nigga.
Now, Claressa, you whooping a nigga, you whooping a bee. Now, we all know that that is what you can do, sis. We do know this. But I think as a professional boxer, that you just can't go around and threatening everybody. I whoop. We know you can whoop some ass. But you have to start whooping. I think you said that too. You only start whooping someone's ass when someone really comes at you. But you already know that is a KO situation, Claressa. You can't just go around and start beating people up. We don't want this. But I do know what triggers you because there's a lot of people, guys, that are constantly on her, constantly comparing her, constantly telling her that she dresses bad, that her body is bad. This is a 2-time Olympian. This is a gold medal, back-to-back gold medal, Olympic winner, championships after championships in her professional career. And the people steady sit there and talk about this girl like she hasn't accomplished anything, like she did not beat adversity. You know, people don't give her the accolades. This is my opinion, that she deserves. But the scrutiny that this girl gets, picking on her clothes, and what, I'm going to say something about the clothes because Claressa, I am going to get in your ass. I am going to get in your ass. This is coming. I'm loading. But it is a little bit too much, guys. It is a little bit too much. And when you were bullied as a child, when you grew up with having nothing. This is not just a regular situation, guys. So when she claps back like this, there's a lot of pain underneath this. Now she made it. Now she's still not good enough. This will mess your head up. Now she's mentally very strong because of her sports. But if she was not, this could really mess you up, guys. Now I need people to sit with it. People that have a little bit of intelligence, sit with that too. You can criticize someone. But at what cost?
I love my man syndrome. Because it's whatever Papoose says goes. Yeah.
All right. Wait.
I have that syndrome. I don't. How can
Wait. We'll rewind. It is whatever Papoose says goes. Now, here I have a problem with, but I will get into your F a little bit later when I'm going to state some of these concerns that I have. Now, Claressa, it is whatever Papoose says goes. I do have a little bit of a problem with that, sweetheart. Now, what I think is that this is the first time you really have been in love. Here is where you are entering dangerous territory as far as Debs is concerned. This is what I don't like. And the people that know me on here know that this is not what I like. Everything he says goes. Wait, hold on. You can't honor your man. The man can honor the woman, but there is a line. Everything he says goes. Hey, you. Champion. Huh? All that money that you got and everything he says goes. Well, hold on now.
One that got no. I got I beat your ass syndrome. I whoop a bitch. I whoop a nigga. I love my man syndrome. Because it's whatever Papoose says goes. Yeah, right? I have that syndrome. I don't. How can I have this? When you say ugly girl syndrome, know that that's somebody who's a hater. Somebody who's constantly attacking people. Somebody who is making up things about people. Somebody who's not bothering them. They come go and bother them. That is what ugly girl syndrome is. Also, ugly girl syndrome is calling a girl that's pretty ugly. So a lot of y'all have that. Because I know damn well that I'm not ugly, but the amount of times that I see it, y'all keep saying it to me because y'all want me to believe it. And it's like, I already know. Before they created, or before I knew about some motherfucking weave and hair and wigs and makeup and lipstick and eyelashes and eyebrows, I already had accepted who I was. I already had accepted my beautiful, natural face already. So when it comes to y'all talking about some, oh, she's ugly. Baby, I'm never going to believe that because I've never thought that I was an ugly girl. When I made it past the age of 14, I saw my face. I saw my body shape. I saw my everything. And I was like, God damn, I'm a good looking woman. So you might as well stop saying that to me. You cannot convince a bad bitch that she's not a bad bitch.
Clock it.
And then on me, everything is natural. Ain't nothing bought.
Period.
So when y'all come bothering me, it's like, oh, Claressa got ugly girl syndrome. No. If a girl come disrespecting me or a man, I'm going to disrespect them back. I have don't f with me syndrome. Leave me alone syndrome. Let me live in love and peace syndrome. Buy what I want syndrome. I got that I'm in a league of my own syndrome. Yes. That's the syndrome that I have. Y'all blow me. Y'all got to stop. People who I do know or don't know, I'm not finna go on nobody's page and say, oh, you're ugly. Oh, you can't dress. I don't like your hair.
That's never been me either.
What?
I don't do that too.
So what? You don't like my hair. So what? If you don't like my clothes, so what? Do you pay my bills?
And remember, guys, there was a point in her life she didn't even have clothes. But at the same time, because I have to give a little pushback, you say you don't care, Claressa, but let the internet streets tell it. Every clip I see of you is you defending yourself. The people say this about your clothing. Here you go in the next store, buying up the whole store, buying everything on the wrong rack. Because, your style is a little compromised. But you have I would never say to another woman, oh, you look bad or whatever, until you ask me, Debs, what do you think about this that I wear? Now, if I don't like it, I'm going to say, well, sis, listen, this is what we're going to do. I never had that spirit. to just, insult someone and just unprovoked. I'm not in that type of business. But Claressa, the more you defend yourself by feeding into the people, the more they're going to get in your ass, because now they feel they have a sense of control. Now they feel that they control you behind the keyboards. Because once they say something about your shoe, you go and buy another shoe. Now the people are like, listen, it got to her, you're going to buy that shoe. Then you see a clip. Now you come here on the people's internet talking about the clip, ugly girl syndrome, showing the girl that you've seen this clip. If you are leading a very unbothered life, you don't see this. You travel around the world. You buy all the wrong shoes and pants there are. But who cares? You're not looking at this. You are a champion. Who cares what clothes? But you still have a little bit of insecurity. And this is why you still need a little bit, maybe, I don't know, but maybe still a little bit therapy, because and you said it yourself. We're going to talk about it in a minute. There's a lot of unresolved issues still. But if the people can bother you like this, let you tell it you're unbothered. But if the people can bother you like this from within their own home, behind a computer, then you are still being controlled, niece. Stop it. Stop this. Please.
So I don't understand that. That's why it's like kind of mind-boggling to me. But it's like, bro, I have make your own way syndrome. Get to the top by any means necessary syndrome. Make your money syndrome. Man, please take care of your family syndrome. That's what I got. I got don't bother me unless you want me to bother you syndrome. I got the when you start with me, I finish with you syndrome.
Please, don't do this.
That's what I got. You go low, I go to hell syndrome. But ugly syndrome, no. If a bitch bad, she's cute, I'll give her props. If she's successful, I'll give her props. But, I can't keep letting stupid speak on me and not put them in a place. Learn your place and stop talking about me.
Stop it.
Especially if I don't know you. And you know what? Y'all can't get no clicks unless you mention Claressa Shields.
Hey.
That's the truth. The name ring bells, the name hold weight. Heavyweight.
Now, Claressa, we have to see how much weight your name holds. Let me see how many views I get to see how much of that weight is in that name. We'll see. Now, relationships, guys, that is yet another layer. Now, she had her shares of ups and downs in her dating life. None of them really publicly, although, her last relationship was like, I think 3 years she was with that guy. But none of these relationships really were, for a long time. And to me, that makes sense. Because when your whole life was about survival and fighting, emotionally settling is not really running smooth. And then, guys, boom, she links up with Papoose. Now, let the people tell it. Let the streets tell it. Word of the curve is that while she was dating with Papoose, she didn't really end her last relationship. Although, Claressa said that her last relationship, that guy, he was, I don't know if she said cheating, but...
The boyfriend I had, we had been together since I was 15, 16, so I was probably about 22, 21.
Damn, that was a long time.
I was a relationship type person.
I mean, he was with you when you was,
Yeah, but you know how these young boys is.
Y'all the same age.
But you know how these young boys is.
Oh.
And like I said, I was very stern. I don't play none of that. And I'm always too like a girl. Like if it's ever a thing between me and another woman, I'm gonna always tell you to go with the other woman.
Yeah.
Let's just say he wasn't that serious. Now, when she got with Papoose, that turned heads. Because let's not act that we didn't know that Papoose was still married to Remy Ma. Now, for the people that don't know who Remy Ma is, for the people that don't know none of these people, Remy Ma is a popular rap artist, and she is loved by many. Remy Ma got into an altercation at quite a young age with another girl in front of a club. She stabbed the girl, went to jail, 8 years or 9 years. But then she had some good behavior, so she got out after 6 years. But Papoose was there holding her down went to every visit. And when she came out of it, they got married and everything. It was a whole thing, guys. But anyway, I digress. Now, Remy Ma and Papoose, they always had this black love experience.
I knew that she was the one for me. Every time she wasn't with me, I would miss her so much. So that kind of helped me decide, like, I can't be without this person. You know, I feel better when she's in my presence.
But like I always say, guys, not everything that glitters is gold. Because here we were looking at the relationship, and they were really put to the front as this black love couple, like everybody wanted a relationship, like Papoose and Remy Ma, until we found out that it wasn't so glittery behind those doors of them.
You refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see.
First time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. I tolerated your foolishness, your cheating, and your adultery for years and years and years.
But people didn't want to hear it because they always had that ride or die, you know, prison loyalty, black love kind of image.
Well, Clarissa's the best thing that ever happened to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta say that, man. Definitely one of the best things that ever happened in my life. Very beautiful, very outgoing. So much love, man. So much fun. Smart.
Come on.
You know what I mean? People don't know. They don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Just a blessing in my life, man.
Now, them meeting is a whole story on its own, guys. And everything that I know and found out about Claressa with Papoose and everything, if I put it all in one video, we will be sitting here for 3 or 4 hours, guys. So sometimes when I don't talk about something, don't think I don't know about it. Just know that I'm strapped for time. And that's why it's not in here. But people have been talking about the timeline, too, of them meeting. Because in one interview, and I think it was on the Tamron Hall interview, Claressa said something about him sending her a video, so Papoose sending her a video in 2020.
We met at that Shakur Stevenson fight.
Yeah.
And then
you shook her hand and said you were a fan.
Yeah, I happened to be walking to my seat and I
You
looked.
happened to be.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, is that Claressa Shields? I've always been a fan of her.
Yeah, I got a video he sent me back in 2000 and was it 20 or something?
So he's been a fan. You get your moment to say, I'm a fan.
I see her, and when I went to shake her hand, I realized how beautiful she was. I was like, oh.
So the people were like, 2020. When he was still with Remy Ma, 2020, you sent that video to her. But when you really do deep research, guys, you find out. Now, I don't know if we have to believe it, but what I found out is that he was a fan of Claressa a long time before that. Now, I could already hear the people. Fan. But he was a fan of her boxing, and he sent her a video of a boxer way back when in her DMs. Never really responded to her. Nothing happened. Then they met, 2022, I believe, at a boxing match. And that's how the whole thing went. Let them tell it. Now, I already know the people in the car. That's not true, Debs, because Shalita said, you are listening to a Shalita. Please, but I'm going off of what Claressa and Papoose are telling, but I know Remy came out with something else. She slept with my man or whatever. Remy slept with I don't know how many girls and guys, allegedly. So I don't want to get into this whole relationship. I'm talking about Claressa today, and this is a part of her, but I want a deeper understanding to everything else. So let's park it a little bit. Now, being that Claressa is, focusing on them. She always says, I'm focusing on us. I just want to live a happy life. I never really got the chance to be happy. People are on her ass. If you see the hate this girl received, guys, on the internet.
Can someone enlighten me of why we hate, well, not we, y'all hate Claressa Shields? Because I don't get it. She dominates in her field. She's undefeated. And I don't feel like she gives any controversy. She loves Pap. That's a different story. But that's her man. So yeah, she gonna stand by him. And y'all just be so mad. I see the comments that just oh, she's this, she's that. She's doing too much. But I don't feel like she's doing enough, actually. She needs to be popping it even more.
Now, it totally overshadows everything that she has accomplished. Not only for the USA, but accomplished in her life as a professional boxer. And then you could push back and say she did this. She comes from chaos, Deb. She clearly loves the drama. But I don't think it is completely fair. But anyway, the people get into her ass, calling her obsessed, calling her, a obsessed copy of Remy Ma.
It's hard for me. I'm a person who don't really feel stuff, especially like emotionally. I feel like I lack that sometimes.
Yeah.
And it just was like with Pep, I always felt every conversation, every hug, every touch, every kiss. And I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit?
Now, I must say, this worries me when she said that, she never really felt anything. Now she's feeling all these feelings. Is that dangerous? Absolutely. Because now you have a man and he could tell you whatever. You could do whatever. And I'm going to get into your ass. Because you did something, Claressa, that I do not like. But she never felt anything. And that explains to me why this is so intense. Why the people see this intenseness of her with this guy. Guys, this is the first time she ever felt anything. Can you imagine? But the public, they don't give a shit. Guys, really, the public won't let this marriage detail go. So I can fully understand why people will always keep on side-eyeing a situation when a man is still legally tied to another woman. Now, in numerous of interviews, Claressa has talked about wanting to become a mom.
What's the plan for 2026? Like,
I'm having a baby.
Oh, okay, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I'm having a baby.
She wants that stability that she never had while growing up. And when I hear her say these things, guys, it hits different from me. Knowing her background now, it hits different.
Let me guess. He's telling you he want a son, right? He has a son. He has a son. He just doesn't like his son's sexual preference, so he acts like he doesn't have a son. He has a son. We have a son.
So when you zoom out, guys, and you look at the full picture, this is a woman that came from chaos, but she did manage to find her purpose in boxing. And through the midst of it all, guys, she is still navigating complex relationships. And simultaneously, guys, she is healing in real time. Peel it all back. This is just a girl from Flint who refused to let her story end the way it started. Now, Claressa, here we come to the part where Auntie Debs is going to talk to you real good. Because there are a few things that concern me. And I'm going to approach this with love. Now, first of all, Papoose is still married. He is not divorced yet. And you are steady still going up and down for this man. Now, this is something that I do not like. You are going in that house and cooking up a storm again. I see it again with you. I saw it with Mac too. You cooking up a storm. But this man is still married. Let him get a divorce first. Now, I'm not saying because she's dating someone too, as we all see publicly. So, I'm not saying don't date or whatever, but I am saying what is taking so long? They don't have complex things within the divorce. We already established that. Hello? You have to ask some questions, Claressa. Playing house and doing all these things and cooking and cleaning. And get a maid. Get a chef. You ain't cooking. You can cook maybe one egg. Scrambled. Once a week, twice, at the most. Weekends. But don't cook. Do not cook. Bring him to his favorite bodega there in that New York. Or tell him to get a sandwich. I don't know. But it's not time yet, niece. It's not time yet. So that is concern one. Now two.
Yeah, every time I'm supposed to be your wife and stuff. You see this big old ring on my finger? Bling-a-ding-ding-ding. Engaged.
No matter how you slice that one, the optics are really bad on that one. I'm telling you this, niece, and I'm rooting for you. Because Deb's here, you see what I'm doing for you. I'm rooting for you. Now, another concern that I have is you wanting a baby. Now, this concern has many different levels for me. You yourself said you still have some boxing in you. You have some rage still that you need to get out. Now, what I want to tell you, because I just heard you say that you want to have a child this year. But why not get rid of that rage first? Get rid of some of that sadness, some of that hurt. You went through a lot, sweetheart. And one thing I can say is that a baby won't heal you from that either. And it will also not make you a better mom. And then another layer to it is that tying a man down by having a baby or having multiple kids has never worked for anybody. Now, if there's some people that it worked for me, 40 years. Put in the comments if that is what you did. You tied him down. Don't put in the comments when you have kids and you've been together for 40 years. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you having a child just to tie that man down and he stayed. It never worked. If anything, a baby makes everything more complex. A lot of stress, Claressa. Because you don't know. Nobody knows. Once you have that pregnancy, you pray the Lord that after your pregnancy, you have a healthy baby. But if not, and there are some complications, which I wish you all the healthy babies in the world. But you never know. That adds a whole nother layer. Then when things like that happen, you really need stability. You really need to know the know. Now, I know you think that Papoose is the best thing since sliced bread. Papoose is the one. I know you think this. But niece, you don't know him to wait. Heal yourself first. That way, with a sound mind, you can make these decisions. Because when complexity comes, are you sure you have a stable foundation? Now, I know you want that love. You want a sense of belonging. You want to create your own family. You want a baby to heal your heart. But that's not how it works, my love. That's just not how it works. And if this relationship that you guys have is only the slightest of shaky, a baby will definitely let this all fall apart. And then I saw a clip, Claressa, when somebody asked you, okay, so you want to have children. Now, what would you like to have, a boy or a girl? And here you come.
You prefer like a girl, a boy? I mean, I know obviously healthy baby, but do you have any
Pat want a boy, so I want a boy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind either one.
When you said this, I immediately got, I want what he... Claressa, what are your wants? What are your desires, sweet? Have you ever sat and just thought about it? Now, I know all your purpose and your desires are in your sports. But next to that, that's why I said you have to heal. What do you want? Now, Papoose wants this, so this is what I want. It's very concerning to me. But not as concerning as the next thing I saw. Because then here you went to a tattoo parlor. Got a tattoo.
So you got Pap's name tatted on you?
Yeah, on my titty.
Oh, shit. Okay. So it's the first time you ever got a man's name tatted?
Yeah.
On your titty. Guys, I'm telling you, she put it.
We talked about getting each other name tatted, and I was like, so if I was to get it, where would you want me to get it at? And at the time, we were still private. We wasn't out in the open.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to get it somewhere where if I put on my boxing outfit where it doesn't show, or it's going to give it away.
Yeah.
This really made my skin peel. Made my head discombobulate. So you mean to tell me that you went to a tattoo parlor, sat there, asked the man or the woman, the tattoo artist, put Papoose on my titty. All the while this man with his chihuahua-looking face sat on his couch with a whole big Remy Ma tattoo on his body. Hey, guys. So no cover-up, no nothing. Remy Ma on his whole body. And here you went and put it on your titty. Now, the agreement was that you guys both would have that tattoo. Now, I tried to do some digging. You already know your girl. Put it in the comments, a link to the clip. I didn't see it. He did not get the tattoo yet. Hence why he was so shocked when you put it.
And I showed him the tattoo. He was like, oh, what? He couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You see what you said. He was like, that was not because he was so surprised and that he loved the tattoo so much and now he wants to marry you because you put that tattoo. No, that gasping that he did was the pressure that he felt. Because now he was like, she went and got it. We only talked about it. Now she got the tattoo. Now I have to get the tattoo too. With her name, Claressa. My God. What is Remy going to think about this? This is what's going on in his head. Allegedly. So Claressa, this is again, you never felt this way. You are filled with love but you are looking for love in all the wrong places, niece. Listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't be with Papoose. I'm not saying this at all. But I'm just saying, do it at the right time. And you really see if you guys are aligned. Because let the streets tell it again. And I know they are very nitpicking and whatever, but there are a few clips circulating where this man is not reciprocating the same type of energy towards you, niece.
Papoose looks like he wants absolutely nothing to do with Claressa Shields, and that chain-giving video proves it. The man was dodging her like she was serving him court papers. The body language wasn't just off. It was screaming, crying, kicking the door, trying to escape. You know when someone can't stand a person, but they're trying to keep it cute for the cameras? That's Pap. Every time Claressa leaned in, he stiffened up like she was about to hand him a bill. The shoulder pullback, the little flinch, the way he angled his body away, that's not attraction. That's please don't touch me, I'm here for business. And Claressa, girl, she's looking at him like he's the last man on earth. She's giddy, starry-eyed, all limerence and delusion, acting like she just bagged the hottest rapper alive.
Now, once you're in this love thing, the love game, once you're so enamored with someone, you can't see it. Somebody can tell you, listen, your man is this, this, and that. And you that are so in love, you're like, absolutely not true. After 2 years, when the whole empire starts crumbling down, you sit there with one strand of hair. You sit there on your couch, rocking back and forth and telling, my God, why did I see this? But the people told you didn't want to see. Then I saw a Breakfast Club interview where this man, once he got asked about Remy Ma, he talked for 40 days and 40 nights while you were sitting there. And you looked like you just swallowed the whole lemon. Sat there, listening to the man being all giddy about talking about Remy Ma. Me! In that Breakfast Club interview. Debs. I would have asked, listen, where's the bathroom? Where can I? And you suddenly looked and I was gone. Never returned. Embarrassing me like this. Please don't set yourself up like that again. Please. Because then I have to really step in because that would really set me off. My last concern, Claressa, is be yourself. You are good enough. You are, to me, a beautiful girl.
I hate when people try to say that I'm ugly. That blows my mind. Because I'm like, no, I'm not.
But who's saying that? Social?
Social, maybe some.
There's never anybody cute. That says it.
Now, people can pull up all sorts of pictures about you. You are an athlete. You were never busy with all these aesthetics and makeup and hair. You were busy thinking about how fast you can run, you know, how many weights you can lift. You had a whole different life, a whole different focus. And now you're stepping into this girly mode now, and you're older now, and it's very different for you. Some people get it, get the fashion sense, get this, and some people don't. But you are good enough. Let me tell you this. Do not believe the people bringing you down. It's just not worth it. Now, you can listen to some advice, you know, but if you want to wear that particular pointy shoe, wear the pointy shoe. Remy Ma is a beautiful woman, but you're a beautiful woman too. And, you know, the similarity in dressing or whatever, it doesn't need to be. He was with Remy, and that was that. Now he's with you. Develop your own little things that you have with him. You don't have to chase what they had. You don't have to, because we will never believe it too. What we will believe is you being yourself. You won 19 world championships in 5 different weight classes. What more is there to prove, niece? You are extremely accomplished. You are such a success story, such an inspiration. All the young girls that are fighting, that are struggling in life, that are going through poverty, that are going through the most horrific situations, you showed them that you can come out of it. But as we know, you know, accomplishments are not always properly celebrated. Sometimes they're hated. And some people just get intimidated or irritated just by the mere fact of a black woman winning. We all know this. So that's why I personally think that even though there are some of the things that we might not like about her, this girl, she deserves more respect.
Like, whatever I do, I shouldn't big myself up. I should let y'all do it. And I just have to be honest. Had I not ever said that I was the greatest woman of all time, they would have never gave me that recognition, no matter how great I fight. I had to let the world know this is what it is. I had to put facts to their face. I had to put my fighting footage to their face. I had to put my gold medals all up in their face, my belts all up in their face, so they know y'all cannot deny me. You may not like me because I'm dark skinned or I'm outspoken or I'm from Flint or I'm just too much of an aggressive female, you think, but you will not keep this from me. You're going to give me my recognition because I earned it. I am the best. And I had to put it in everybody's face so they know I'm the fucking best. Accept it, acknowledge it,
and give you my props because I work hard for it.
So Claressa niece, you don't have to shrink for anybody, girl. Just keep on being you. Now, guys, drop in the comments. What do you think? Is Claressa doing too much, guys? Or is she just simply misunderstood? And has your opinion of Claressa changed while looking at this? Or are you still on the same type of time and like, I don't see it for this girl? Put it all in the comments, guys. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.